Edexcel GCSE Prediction Mathematics Paper 2, June 2023. So, hi to you. Fuck mate, so I was lucky enough to receive, I was lucky enough to receive this fucking piece of shit specimen, if you want to call it that, today at school. The day before the exam. If you wonder what calculator I'm using, this is Casio Class with FX83 GTX. And before you're wondering, no, this isn't like a maths genie level type video where I'm going through this all and showing you how to answer the questions. No, I'm on a grade 4. So if you're aiming for like a grade 4, anything over a grade 4, leave right now. I didn't read that. This is a predicted paper based on statistics on previous exams. There are no guarantees on the closeness of this paper. On maths, there's no affiliation or relationship with any exam board. I don't care. Says they're good luck. Fucking need it with this. Right, immediately as you open the paper, first thing you want to do is brain dump any bollocks. Brain dump any shit that you need to quote unquote brain dump. Guess what? You may have loads to brain dump. But guess what? I don't have anything to brain dump. I'm going to go straight into the paper after drinking some Pepsi Max. Now you may be wondering, where's your equation sheet? You're given an equation sheet. I don't have the equation sheet. I don't have a copy of the equation sheet on me. And I probably do, but it's in a pile of rubbish that I'm not actually rubbish, that I'm going to show you, that I'm not going to show you because, who's the camera angle? I know the camera angle isn't the best, but let me just show you. This is just a portion of what is in there. So, yeah, we're not going to look through all that just to get the fucking, the equation sheet. Rather, I'll just search one up. So anyway, yeah, brain dump some bollocks if you want. But I don't have any thing to brain dump. What's it called? An equation sheet. It's a formula sheet, but everyone calls it an equation sheet. That is not. Why isn't it the actual print? All it's giving is that. I mean, that is it, but why is it printed like that? Well, so it doesn't help. If you don't know, if you don't know what questions to use it on, the equation sheet's useless. Anyway, so question number 1, don't know it. Below is a diagram of a solid stone box. Right, the stone has a density of 2.1 grams. I'm guessing that's important, so if you want to underline that or highlight it, whatever you lot do, just do it. Because obviously you're going to need that at some point. Make sure you got your calculator, obviously, because it's a calculator paper. Don't be a fucking knob and not use a calculator in a calculator paper. Goes without saying, but there is some fucking, some of you that have fucking predicted you. We might not use that. So anyway, the equation has got density, mass. So now I'm working out mass. So you might want to just get that out with your head right now. You're working out mass, nothing else, not the density. You've got the density, you're giving it. You're working out mass, not density, that's given. So if you look on the equation sheet, there's nothing on it. There's nothing on it to do with density. So now, if you don't know what to do, you're just going to wing it, like I did. And I haven't got the answers to this. Yes, I have. This one's got the answers in the back. The other one didn't. Anyway, after one last look again, it has nothing to do with density. But, if you know from science, I believe the equation is density equals mass times volume. Or I might have just made that up. Now you may be wondering, how are you working out the volume? Well, I've got no fucking clue. But if you look on the useless equation sheet there, it says volume of a prism. I don't know if this is a prism, but we're going to go with the fact that it is anyway. Just because. So the volume of a prism is area of cross section. What the hell is the cross section? Is it that? I don't. What is it? Times the height, which is 22. So we're just going to go with that. 33 times 20. You just do it. Just write something down. It might give you a mark. I don't know. Just write it down. So you do 32 times 22, which is 726. And now, where are we going to? Well, that's the volume. So are you given the mass? No, you're not. So you draw out your little triangle wank. And since it's density equals mass times volume, that's the triangle. I don't care if that's what it actually is. Density, mass, volume. And since you're looking for the mass, you cover the mass up. And you're left with density and volume. And since it's above it, well, that is divide. But since it doesn't really make sense, dividing 2.1 by 726, I'm going to imagine that this method is terribly wrong. But we're doing it anyway. So 2.1 divided by 726 is that. So it's safe to say that this is terribly wrong. So, you know what you do? You rearrange it and just do it the opposite way. Which is that. And if you press SD, we're just going to go with that. Even though it's obviously wrong, we're going to go with 345.7. And the answer I got before, I believe I just guessed, was 229.5. Now let's go for the back. So the answer I've got is 345.7, and that which reoccurring, but I didn't write reoccurring. And the actual answer is 10.672. And look, there it is. Density equals mass divided by volume. Got the equation wrong. Guess what? It's not given on the equation sheet. So I had to just know that one, and I didn't know it. So look at this junk. No, it's not on there. Next question. Use a calculator to work out whatever that is as an ordinary. Write your answer as an ordinary number. So the first thing you've got to do here is, well, you might as well. It's only worth 1 mark, so you literally can just type it in your calculator. So as you can see, there's brackets there. So obviously you're going to type it in brackets. If you didn't know, that button there can allow you to put anything there, not just a 2, any number. So after you're going to put your 4 there. I don't know why I'm talking. This is higher paper. You should fucking be knowing this. Anyway, and then you got plus bracket 9 times 10 to the power of 7. That's that button come into play. So you don't want to do that like a knob and put it there. No, you got to delete that bracket, then go over and then press it, or the bracket will be up there. And that's what you get when you've done that. And that is as an ordinary number. So you can just type, we can just write that down. So that's that done. 3 mark there, basically. As you can see, this is a piece of piss question as well. Adrian, Ben and Charlie share some sweets in the ratio 3, 9, 6 and 13. The fat cunts have got some sweeties. Charlie got 56 more sweets than Adrian. So as you can see, the 9 is that fat little wanker Adrian. I should be calling Charlie the fat wanker really, because he got 13 in the share. But Charlie there is in the share with 13, and he got 56 more than Adrian. This is important because he got 4 more shares. 4 more shares than that cunt Adrian. And this is important because now you can just do 56 divided by 4, which is 14. And that's going to be important because that's like your key number now. You've got to work out total number of sweets to have all the ratio. So now what you can do is you can add up those 3 numbers there, 9, 6, 13. That equals 28, and then So since 9, 6, 13, even though you don't need to, you might as well just write it down just to show where you're getting this working out from. And then you got 14 times 28, which you can just type in, which is 392, and that is the answer, because I checked the mark scheme earlier and it's right, 392. So far, I don't know what we did in that one, get rid of that. We've got 3 marks there. It's a solid opening 3 marks. And just check the back to ensure that it's right. Yep, 392. Yep, the other one's right as well. Next page. Jenny is going to tile a kitchen floor. She's taking out the furniture and appliances. Below is the floor plan of her kitchen. There it is. Jenny wants to know if she's got enough money to buy the tiles. The tiles are sold in packs, which cover 3 metres squared. Jenny has a discount card which gives her 25% off any marked price at the DIY shop. The tiles are marked at £18.60. Jenny has £100 to spend on the tiles. How much extra does she need to buy the tiles? Give your answer in pence. And as you can see, just from the information that you're given, you don't even need to look at it, you can imagine this is a 5 marker. And what does that tell you? Well, I'll tell you what it tells you. It tells you that there's going to be a load of working out and the question's going to be a bunch of wank. So, how do you start this? Well, I don't know at all. And this is when you're going to look at the equation sheet, the useless equation sheet, and see that once again there's nothing on it. But if you look at this, you realise that this is actually a 4-sided shape. What else is a 4-sided shape? A rectangle. So you could say this is an irregular rectangle and do it that way. Or if you're a grade 9 level mug, you could box that off there, it is a line, and say that is 11 metres. And since this is 1.2 metres, you can cross that off. So that's 1.6 metres. And now, that's a right, that is a right angle, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, then you can use your Pythagoras theorem there, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and in this case, this is 1.6 squared plus 11 squared. No, get rid of that. Which is that, which obviously you're going to press SD. If you didn't know, that SD button converts it from a fraction to a decimal, which is very important, and it's not done yet. So then, look, you can clear that. You can press square root, and if you didn't know, it stores your answer there until you get another answer. So there you go. Square root answer 11.1. And we're rounding it to 1 decimal, because I'm not writing all that shit. So, yeah. And what has that told us? Basically nothing, because you didn't even need that fucking side, because that's the wall. So, despite that, the tiles are marked at £18.60, so 3 metres squared. What is that? Well, I don't know if this is right, but it's 9 metres. 3 metres squared is obviously 9 metres. It's 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. So now you got 9 metres. How much? And what you want to work out is the total distance of this crap. So let's have a look then. Area equals length times width. This is the length. And this is no, that's the height. Actually, it's not. Well, let's just start doing some shit. So 2.8. Just times it by 11, just see what it comes with. 30.8. Just start doing shit. Just see what it comes with. So we're gonna. Oh, you know, it just times that by 1.2 as well. So we're gonna go under the impression that this is anywhere near the level of correct. Which is 36.96, which is what we're aiming for here. And the tiles are sold in packs of that. So if the tiles are solid impacts of that, and you're aiming for 36.96 metres, but they're only covering 3 metres squared, which is 9 metres. And you're going to need to buy a lot of these. Ignore that, just that's meters squared actually, so just meters squared. So we'll just go off meters squared. 18.60 times, say 10 to start off with, is obviously 186. And then this goes down there, that's so 186 quid is equal to 90 metres squared. 86 times 3, not 13, 3, is 58.8. Then you can add these. 55.8, sorry, not 58.8, 55.8. 186 plus 55.8. It's 241.8. And at this point, you may be realising, well, you're well over 100 quid. Yeah, I know. So you know what you do? You just look at the marks and I've got no fucking clue if this one would. We'll just say 83 pence, because honestly, I just guess at that point. Let's go, that was question 4. Let's see what the mark scheme's telling us. The answer is, I can't even read that. The answer is 1,600 pence. Why would you say pence in that situation? So what do you have to do? 1/2 AB, A plus B times height. Isn't even on the equation sheet. Not even on the equation sheet. Next. Okay, that's easy. Right. 75 is a product of prime factors. Right, so the easy ones. I don't know why it goes from 5 markers to this wank. I mean, I don't know, why does it go from 5 markers to this wank? So, this is easy. As you can see, we're finding the prime factors. We're finding the product of prime factors as 75. So you can just type 75 in. There's 75. Shift, and you see above that key there is fact. Once you press shift, fact, and it gives you it right there, and that is in, I believe, index form. I don't know. It says give it in index form. I'm guessing that is index form. So it's just 3 times 5 squared, and that's the answer. It's basically a 3. Honestly, I'm searching what index form is, because can't be 3 marks. Still don't get it. What is it? Oh, so index form is that. So I don't know how that could possibly be worth 3 marks. It won't be. It'll be maximum of 2, I assume. But there was a 3 mark at the start of the paper 1. So and you're wondering what are you doing? You've already got the answer. Well, I haven't actually done any working out, so I'd only get 1 mark. There's no working. So there you go. You just, as you can see, if you're wondering what I've done there, I've broke it down. 75 goes to 25 and 3, 3 is prime. 25 goes to 5 and 5, which are both prime, and then it goes in the order of biggest, smallest first, and then so it's 3 times 5 squared, done. Next question, which I have already done, but we're doing it again. Like I did with that one, I'd already done it. Write the ratio 21 to 4 in the form 1 to n. That's easy, because as you can see, the ratio is 21 to 4 and it wants in the form 1 to n. Well, you're working out, this is what you're working out. You're working out what n is. And if 21 has been taken down to 1, well, that's dividing it by 21. Which means you've got to divide 4 by 21, which I already know is 0.9. 0.919, but we're looking anyway because obviously you wouldn't know it straight away. I had to calculate unless you're fucking Rashi, fucking genius looking. And it wants the answer to 2 decimal places, so 0.19. Cut it off there, and there it is. Obviously, you could write out the whole number just to show you working, but it cuts off there, and that's 2 decimal places, and that is, again, only 1 mark. So it's an easy question and a free mark, basically. Pepsi Max. Maximum favourite sugar. Find the gradient of the line. I don't know how to do these. Because there's not a line. So you could just draw one out. Just go to the mark scheme. No, I'm not even attempting to pretend I know this because there's not a line. So let's just go to the mark scheme and see what that's all about. Where is it? Has it's just skipped it. 4, 5, 6, 8. The mark scheme skips the question. It skips it. So I guess we've just got to wing it and just say 2 minus 2 because I've no clue. The mark scheme isn't even on there. So next, translate shape A by the vector 2 minus 4. This is easy as well. 3 2 marks. Make sure it's on the proper point though. So as you can see, let's just draw a random triangle out that has no affiliation with anything. Just draw that out there and label it A. Just, as you can see, it says 2 and 4. These are a piece of piss. 2 and minus 4. If it's positive, so this first one here, it's either going to the right or to the left. And as negative equals left and positive equals right. So since 2 is obviously a positive number, it's going 2 to the right. And as you can see, it's the same thing with the bottom number, but it's up or down. If it's positive, it goes up. And if it is negative, it goes down. So since this one is 2 minus 4, that means it's going down 4. So as you can see, since it's 2, so it's 2 to the right and 4 down. So you can just use any point. So just pretend there's not a grid. So we're just going to pretend 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then simply enough, it goes across 3. So 1, 2, 3. And it goes up to 1, 2. And then obviously there it is. And you just draw it out. So that is that done. But you can just move every point separately just to see. But that literally is, and I only don't like that because I've already worked it out, but as you can see, it goes across 2 and down 4, as you can see. So this, it goes over 2, 1, 2, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then same thing with all the other points, across 2, 1, 2, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Final point, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a simple question, easy 2 marks. Make sure it's actually on the line. Make sure it's drew correctly. Use a ruler. I didn't use a ruler because it's a practice paper, but use a fucking ruler. So, and a pencil. Don't use a pen. If you haven't got a pencil, guess what? Ask for one. Anyway, shape A is enlarged by scale by with the by is written twice there. Shape A is enlarged by scale factor 2. The scale centre of enlargement 6 to 4. To form shape B, one of the vertices of shape B is incorrect. Find the coordinate to the vertex of shape B that is not correct. I hate centre of enlargement. So I assume what you're going to do is cross these points, and I've already done it wrong. Cross these. So that crosses at 0 minus 2, that crosses at 0 minus 6, and that does not cross at 0. So this, I assume, is going to be wrong because it doesn't cross at 0. No, I'm just making this up. I have no fucking clue. At 0, but none of them cross at 0 actually. Okay, it's not negative. There you go. That's the excuse. So this is going to be the point there. This is the point because it's the only positive point. So then you need to. Is this the x-axis, isn't it? Then you need to fucking do it's -4 to 1. So that's what I'm writing. -4, 1. It's only one marker, so it is going to be a simple answer, but I still don't know it. So we just -4, 1. Let's have a look at the mark scheme, and it's not gave the answer. It's -4, 2. That's bollocks. It's literally on 1. It's not on 2. It's not on 2. It's on 1. That's 1. So I'll give myself the mark there because it's literally on 1. It's not on 2. Although height of oh no, there's actually a method. The height of the shape is incorrect. There's actually a method, so we probably wouldn't have even got the mark anyway. Why is only one marker actually for a method? Anyway. The graph shows a journey. Work out the total distance travelled. So, guess what? There's an equation for this, which I know doesn't appear on the equation sheet. Yet again, it's not on the fucking sheet. What's the point in giving us a sheet if I can equation then on the fucking sheet? So, this one is speed equals distance divided by time. And work out the total distance travelled. So you're looking for distance and you got the bullshit triangle again. Which distance is on the top? Speed and time. But since you're looking for distance, you cover that up. And you're left with speed and time. So that's times those. So you're timesing speed by the time, I assume. There's only a one marker, so this might be a bit of a long process, to be honest. But it literally is a long process. You didn't need to do it. You don't need to do any of this bullshit. So you can literally just read it off the graph. You don't need to do any of that bollocks. So you go over, that's 14. It's not a straight line. Again, do a straight line. Use a ruler in the real one. And then it goes down from... So I'm guessing it's just 28 because it goes up to 14, down from 14 to 28. So, there. Let's go to the mark scheme, see if that's correct. Where the hell is it? Yep, 28. That was simple. So don't ignore the speed and time bollocks. You didn't have to do that. It was a one marker. And then we got whatever this is. Students are timed. Make sure to read these questions twice, by the way, just in case. Students are timed in a race. I'm not doing it because it's a practice one. And then it gives you a graph. Estimate the mean time of the runners. Give your answer to 2 decimal places and use the table to help you. So you don't actually need to use the table, but it's giving it you anyway. As you can see, you may be thinking, well, what's that then? Because, what is it? Well, that's going to be frequency density, which is bollocks. But I believe, I honestly don't know. But anyway, frequency density. And you may be wondering, well, how'd you work that out? Well, you go to this, and as you can see, what is that? 0 to 4? Well, that's obviously 4. But you divide, you get the midpoint, which is 2. That one's 6, that one's 10, that one's 14, that one's 18. And then you're going to divide it by that. So it's 14 divided by 2, which is 7. 6 divided by 6, which is 1. 10, is this right? 10 divided by 3, which is 3.3 reoccurring. 14 divided by 9, I do not know why I'm not using the calculator. 14 divided by 9 is 1.5 reoccurring. And 18 divided by 2 is obviously 9. Why am I typing that in the calculator? I have no idea what this second one is supposed to mean. Is that supposed to be the mean? I don't even know. This isn't very good identity because he's not a fucking histogram question. So that was a waste of time. But anyway. So as you can see, the frequency that this came up is that. So it came up 14 times. So 0 to 4 seconds came up 14 times. Which means what? It means fuck all. Just means. So that's basically that. So then, okay, add these all up just to see the total amount. So 14 plus 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 2 is 34. 34 total runners. And then what? And then you're given, it says it's an estimate, so it doesn't need it exactly. Obviously 34 is going to be in the equation somewhere because that's the total. And then what's the mean? Just add all these middle values up? I don't know. So 2 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14 plus 18 is 390. And we're going to divide that by 34. Answer divided by 34, which is 11.4 reoccurring. So we'll just do that. So I'll be terribly wrong, but yeah. You know, if you don't try, you never succeed. So move on. Next question. I'm not ready. We're checking the marks game. It was 7.5 reoccurring. You did it. Apparently, you do the fucking sum of the numbers divided by. I don't know. Okay, solving that. As you can see, I've already done it. We're doing it again. So let's start by expanding this bracket here. So it's a good thing of all of these to just ignore the rest and do it separately. So as you can see, just a simple expanding here, 12x plus 20. And then you can just, draw a line there, block it off. So you can have this. Expand this bracket out. This is the second bracket. This is this bracket, by the way. 5x plus 10. And then you're left with 12x plus 20 and 5x plus 10. What you're going to do, you're going to simplify those and you're going to add your like terms up. 12 and 5x go together, just simple addition, which is 17. And 10 and 30. 20 also do that, which adds up to 30. And then you're left with that 52 from earlier. It's getting a bit tight here, so I'll go up here. What you're going to do here, you're going to minus 30 from both sides. Don't need a calculator for that unless you're an idiot. You might need a calculator for that one. It's simply 22. Then you're going to divide 22 by 17. Do need a calculator for that one. Which is that. So x equals 1.2 reoccurring. And if it wants you to round up, it should actually be 1.3, but so it's either 1.3 or 1.2 reoccurring. Let's have a look at the mark scheme, and this is question 12. No, it was 6. How the hell is it 6? No idea. Look at this shit. Where does that grid come from? That's not that grid, by the way. Don't say that grid. It's a different grid. Anyway, they made a grid up. That's what the fuck is that? Draw the graph. No, I don't draw graphs. I'm not doing it. Where has it come from? Is this still going on from the last question? Where are these values coming from? Look at these fucking bollocks. I swear this is still going on from this question. I'm skipping this. Not doing it. Let's check the marks again. Let's do that. 13. Where do those numbers come from? Next question. I just saw it on the mark scheme. Not the answer, but I just saw it. It's awful. Work out the area of the shaded region. So, we are ignoring this region. Just ignore that. Ignore the fucking circle in the middle of that. Whatever that is, trapezium, I think it is. Yeah, it's a trapezium, it says. The circle is the same height as the trapezium. No, it fucking isn't. Here it is. So, immediately, as you see a trapezium, you might as well write it down. That's A equals A plus B divided by 2 times height. Yeah. So it's only a 3 marker, which is a bit worrying for one of these. So, assume what you're going to do is 14 plus 28 divided by 2 times the height. No, you're not, because that's asking for height. So where the fuck is A supposed to be there? So you know you're dividing it by 2 and times it by 14, which is the height, but that is 14. No, actually, that's alright, you get that. So let's just do this, put in the calculator 14 plus 28 divided by 2 times 14, which is 294. And it says leave your answer cut to decimal, 2 decimal places. So that's obviously wrong. You know what we'll do? We'll just divide it by 28 and then we'll just write that as the answer. 10.5. So the answer is 14. This is my voice. The actual answer was 140.061. Right on. I was actually close to getting this next one. I was decently close to getting this next one. Hold on, where is it? Question 15. 61.188. Did it seriously want it right? Yeah, it says there around to do some places. So somehow I actually modestically got a 4 marker basically correct. But I forgot to round it. So let's go through this, because this is actually pretty easy considering it's a 4 mark question. So, see this right angle, what does that tell you? Well, I'll tell you, it fucking tells you got to use Pythagoras' shitty theorem. That wanker. So, and as we knew from earlier, Pythagoras, a little wanker, he invented that shit called Pythagoras' theorem, which is his wanky theorem, which tells us that basically you have to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if you're wondering what the fuck is ABC, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're missing a side. You're missing this here. This is the fucking blacked out line is the one you're missing, and you've got 2 numbers. So these are A and these are A and B. It doesn't matter what order you put them in because it'll equal the same anyway. So, and then you add those. It's not like a division question. It doesn't matter which way you put them. A and B are irrelevant. Focus on the numbers. As long as you know the fucking equation. A plus B squared equals C squared. That is it. C squared. That's that side squared. I don't know how you're not getting this. You probably are getting it. But either way, square root answer, which is the square root over that. And somehow it's wrong. Hold on. How the fuck is it wrong? It's the same thing. How is it wrong? What? How is it possibly wrong? Hold on. Never mind. No, I did it wrong earlier. So I did it wrong. Because that's the answer I got. And I still ran it wrong, by the way. That's the answer I got and it was wrong. So, ignore that. But I looked at the mark scheme. And apparently, so it's something like 68 squared. I mean, I don't even know, just skip it. I just guessed that one, no idea. And I'm guessing it's like sort of like highest common factor question. Like, what's the highest? Yes, it's terrible. What is the highest common factor of? I forgot even how to draw these. 25, 35. We've got 5 that immediately comes to mind, and that's just 5, and that's 7. And then 35. I don't know. Let's have a look. I mean, it's got to be easy because it's 2 marks. What question was it? 16. It was actually 5 metres. Got that one right. It's 2 marks. Factorised. Don't know how to factorise. Honestly, I don't. It's like the easiest thing, but then you fucking don't know how to do. Honestly, I've got no idea how to factorise. It's silliness all along. I don't get it. Is it that? Is it fucking... Like, does that come into it? Like, what is it? Just check the marks game. I have no idea how to factorise, honestly. If factorising comes up, question 1's man, I'm just not... I mean, look at this. Look at this. Just for a factorising question. For fuck's sake. All of that just to get that. I've already forgot it. I mean, just all of that to get x plus 3. X plus 3. X plus 12. I mean, Jesus Christ. Let's actually expand this. X squared plus 12x plus 3x plus 36. And yeah, x squared plus 15x plus 30. Yeah, right, it works out. We'll just pretend, obviously it does because it's on the mark scheme. We'll just pretend that I got that. The error interval. Volume is 11 litres to the nearest 10 milliliter. That's important because it tells you that this wank, which is that, is nearest to the 10 millilitres, which is effectively this and this. So it basically says it can't be that. No, it can be that, but it can't be that. So I believe I've no clue. That is what you're going to write out. And let's check the mark scheme. Question 18, that was well. Error interval questions are like that kind of thing. And no, because it's to the nearest 5, so it's the exact same but to 5, not 10, and that's 0. So yeah, basically, we got that. We got at least one more. Next question. This goes on for 32 questions. I'm not doing all 32. I'll give up. Find the value of x and y. No idea how to do this. No fucking clue at all. So realistically, you do know because this is equal to this is equal to that. That is equal to this. So this equals 93 and this equals 41. So I think it's a simultaneous equation question. Which a wank. But we're not, you know, I just won't do it as a simultaneous equation. So realistically, you are supposed to do it, I assume, as a simultaneous. No, it's not even I assume. You're supposed to do it as a simultaneous equation question, but I'm not doing it as a simultaneous equation. I'm not fucking doing it as a simultaneous. They've got to give me a mark just for writing it out as a simultaneous equation anyway. So. Once again, the mark, fucking whatever that is, the formula shit is being useless. It's done nothing. Anyway. But again, as I said when this shit started, 45 minutes ago almost to this point, the equation sheet is going to be useless if you don't know what questions to use it on, and I don't know what questions to use it on. So it's going to be useless, but I don't know how to answer simultaneous equations. I literally just guess simultaneous equations. Honestly, God, I just guess them. Looking at this, what number adds up to 41? 16 and 25? Which is divisible by 3, so no. 18? And no, that's not divisible. 20 and 21. That could work. That could work. So X could be 10. This is a possibility. And Y could be 7. Can it work for the other one though? So that, if in this one, that would be 30 plus, I know it's 63, but we'll type it in anyway. 7 times 9, yep, 63. And yes, it works. So there you go. I've worked out the simultaneous equation without having to work it out. As a simultaneous equation. 3 marks, hopefully. Because you never know these wanks. So that was question 19, wasn't it? And yes. The answers are really small for some reason. But it does say it. There's a fucking... Anyway. A hiker walks from Gamely for 98 kilometres. How the fuck is he walking that far? 98 kilometres in metres. So you're telling me that cunt has walked 98,000 metres? So you're telling me that cunt walks 60 miles and then walks another 30 miles? So you're telling me that cunt walked 90 miles? Just for a general hike. Just for a general hike. Like, fuck off. He walked 90 miles. They must not know what they're talking about in these questions, because I mean, 90... Come on. 90 miles. Fuck off. Well, who is he? Is he the fucking real life... I don't know, but is that guy Superman? Because how the fuck is he walking 90 miles? I mean, it doesn't say how long, but Jesus, 90 fucking miles. Yeah, work out the... Oh, it's a bearing question. It's a fucking bearing. You know what you need for bearings? A fucking protractor. Guess what I haven't got? Do you know how to just skip the questions? Honestly, God. So it says 3 times a game. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a stupid wanky line. And then you're going to connect those 2 lines like it matters at all. And then you're going to draw a wanky little... and then you're going to box it off. So you know that part is done, basically. You're looking for this bit, which is where that will come into play. So I'm just going to assume it's about 270 because we haven't got a protractor, so we don't even know. And let's show the mark scheme because that's how you would go about doing it, probably. So that was question 20, wasn't it? It's 243.434, but it says 243. Where the hell does where does trigonometry come into it? Use trigonometry to find the acute angle at Gamely. Tan Gamely, opposite adjacent. Are you having a laugh? Where did they come into it? I know it's a triangle, but Jesus Christ, just skip it. Oh, fuck off. Just guess for this one. C. Just guess for that. Question 21. No, it's A. Okay, let's go on to the next question. These are easy. Usually. Oh, well, so say Sarah invests 2,400 in a savings account for 7 years. Yes, I've just changed the name. The account pays, okay, whatever, compound interest. So what you're going to do is ignore all the Roman numerals. So what you're going to do is 2,400. And as you can see, this is your multiplier here, 1.6. So you times it by 1.016. The zero is important or the answer will be wrong. So, and as you can see, 7 years. So what you're going to do is 2,400 times 1.016 in the calculator. And that gives you 2,438.4. And then you've got to type it in again. Well, I have typed it in again. And that one is 2,727.144, which is 2 years. And at this point, it gets a bit repetitive. So what I do is, instead of writing the whole thing out, I just slam the calculator 7 times. 1, and just to make sure I haven't lose count, I'll draw a line. 2, 3, 4, 5 more times, which is that is it. And that is going to be the final answer, which is 2,682.052022. Which is mainly because I haven't got hardly any enough room to do any of this total working out shit. And it does not say that it wants it rounded, but I assume it does. So I'll just say 2,682.05. I don't know. It should give me at least 2 marks there anyway. The answer is, yeah, that was exactly right. 2,682.05. That is 3 marks. Alright, next question. The limited frequency graph shows above shows weights of rocks. Use the graph to estimate the median weight. So as you can see, there's only 20 of them here. What is the total weight of them all? How do you fucking work that out? So that's what you need. No, wait, it's the median. Not the mean, the fucking median. So that's just the middle number, but it only goes up to 20. The median weight. Are you looking at 15 or are you looking at 10 here? Either way, let me just see. So it goes over there and goes down between 30, 16 and 18, which is 17. Ignore the fact that the line is horrific. 17. So that's 25. And apparently, with this simple looking question, well, hopefully I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, I'm on the wrong one, thank God. Yeah, it's 17. Yeah, got that one right. That's a mark. So just again, I mean, look, you can ignore all of this because it stops there. Ignore all that. Ignore everything above 20. Ignore that shaded region. It goes up to 20. 10 is in between 0 and 20, so you mark that off. Go all the way over here and go down, and as you can see, it's going up in 2s, so it's between 16 and 18, which is 17. That is a mark. Find the mean for the following fractions. Why the fuck do you involve fucking letters within fractions? Tell you why, you're a fucking wanker. Also got a history exam to write. Mr. Harper, do you think I'm seriously revising the history when I've got maths to math? No, I'm revising maths. You know, I'm not really revising under the paper. Fuck this. So, find the mean for the following fractions. K over 5. What do you mean, the mean? I know what the mean is, but how are you supposed to do that for that? So, should we just add all these shits together? Including the fractions. Just add it, just wing it, honest to God. That's what I'm doing with the history file tomorrow, just winging it because I don't care about it. I do care about it, but maths is more important, Arthur. I should be saying Miss Smith, because Arthur isn't even my teacher. That's what he said yesterday. During your revision tonight. I'm not doing any revision tonight. I've got maths to revise tonight. Got maths fucking paper 2 at 9 o'clock in the morning. Fuck off. Anyway, also the history exam runs over by 15 minutes. Ignore that. It was just something on the box I'm standing on. My phone on. That's k squared plus 1. That's k cubed plus 5. K cubed plus 5 over 65. Did that? Honestly, no fucking clue with this. Divide that by 3. 65 divided by 3 is 21.6. 21.6. Just leave it. The next question after we check the marks game. So that's number 23, isn't it? 23. No, that was 20. 23 was the last one. That's 24. What the fuck is that? I don't. Just next question. I just no fucking word. That comes up. I'm just skip. I'm not skipping it. Although I always write some. I answer the very last question. You know, the one that fucking might as well be on further math. The one that might as well be like a further maths level. I even answer that, even though I'm on a 4. I answer that. Yeah, I actually answer that. Just the last. Even though I know I'm not going to get any marks, I answer it. Just in case. Anyway. Here we go again with this. With these things, with these like diagrams that don't have a diagram. A triangle has lengths 8 centimeters and 6 centimeters. There is an angle of 64 degrees between these lengths. Find the perimeter of the triangle. Let's draw this shit out terribly. It doesn't say it's a right angle triangle. So we're just going to assume that it's an equilateral triangle and assume that this is the 8 centimeter side, and obviously since it's equilateral, even though it's not equilateral, it's terribly drawn, these are both 6 centimeters. And it literally can't be equilateral because every equilateral angle in an equilateral triangle is equal, and that's going to be 60 because it always has to have 280, so never mind, get rid of that crap. 8 centimeters, 6 centimeters, and between these is a length of 64 degrees, and that is, without doing the calculator, 128 degrees, and that is 52. Which means it's a remaining angle of 52 degrees, and that has no effect on anything because we're looking for the perimeter. How do you work out perimeter of a triangle? It's not on there. So that's useless. Apparently, it's just side plus base plus side, which is bollocks if you ask me. Well, that's... So you're telling me side plus base plus side? That's bollocks. See, but if going off that, that's 22, which is obviously wrong. You know what, fuck it, we'll just do 64 divided by 22 and see what happens. Trial and error, this is removed. 2.9, there's the answer. And then that's my answer, 2.9. Whatever it is. That was question 25. 21.61. So AX length to find 8 6 possible A. Right then. Let's just go on to question 26. A rectangle has a width of... Why is that rectangle that big? Rectangle has a width of 1,230 and an area of 98,540 centimetres, both measurements to the nearest 10. Find the minimum length of the rectangle. So area of a rectangle is width times height, isn't it? Just checking, guys, it isn't. So this blasted equation, Jim. Yes, it is. Length times width. Length times width. So you just times in that by x, which is just any number basically. So you could just like plug a number in, like 6,580, Or just something like that, you know what I mean? Just keep trying these things. 460. Even that's too high. 300. 500. Okay. Is that even the right ditch? No, that's... So we're going too high again. 100. 150. It's still too high. 75. Ah. 78. 77. What? 79. 81. No, 81's too high, so it's in between 80 and 81. So that means we've got to draw every single one. It's not that, it's... Okay, we've brought it down to 85.5. 80.5 now. So it's not that. So it's like 80 to 80.49. Sure, I'm getting sick of it. Just fucking move on. Jesus Christ. So it is actually like 1 then. 0.1. 0.2. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna like... We are getting closer though. I'm just going with that. 80.1139. 80.11. That's 82 mark. 26. 79.7854. Fuck off. Alright, find X on the triangle shown in the diagram above. Leave your answer to 2 decimal places. How the fuck are you supposed to do that? There's only one fucking... I'm not having a laugh, but that's an equilateral triangle, so aren't they? That's a isosceles triangle, so what, isn't it just 4 because they're the exact same? That's bollocks. It's an equilateral. It's a fucking isosceles triangle, they're the exact same. I don't care if it's not as good, it's fucking bollocks, it's 4. The answer's 4. The answer's 2.68. So apparently, what you need to do is use a sine formula, whatever the fuck that is. I think it means sine rule, which is sine A, which is A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C, which I've got no clue what that means, but I'll just wing it. It's not even a right angle triangle. Oh, just fucking into the next question. Here we go. Says the weight of lions in a zoo. Fucking look at that fat bastard lion there. Right. The zoo wants to examine the largest 20% of the lions. Well, obviously, it is doing this section of the lions. Find the number of lions. Frequency density, these fat bastard lions. Fucking hell, these are fat cons. So, as you can see, that's 0.8. Is that 20%? No, it's not. .4. Let's just go on to the next question. Screw that. Find U. N for no. That's use the iterative. Never heard of the iterative formula. We've literally never seen that ever. Well, we're only out. Let's see what we would have got about cheating. 1, 3. I'll give myself. No, I won't give myself any working out marks. Really. I forgot to circle some of these. I actually did get like this one here. 4. I barely got that one. I barely didn't get that one. I'm giving myself that one finally. So I did get that one as well. No, wait, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It was a different. It wasn't that one. It was a different one. It was that one. So that's 8. 11. 12. 12. And 18. Okay, it's me out. But